Today we're going to enjoy some poetry, and I want to thank first Bill Whitlaw for sending me some lovely suggestions, which are part of the selection today. So if for any reason you can't hear me, I think the sound's okay, but maybe you just leave a message in the chat, and then Susan can give me a prod if there's any sound issues. So we're going to start off with the first and last verses to the prologue of Morris's prose translation of the story of the Volsungs. Oh, hearken, ye who speak the English tongue, how in a wasteland ages long ago, the very heart of the North bloomed into song, after long brooding o'er this tale of woe. Hearken and marvel how it might be so, that such a sweetness so well crowned could be, betwixt the ice hills and the cold grey sea. So draw ye round and hearken, English folk, unto the best tale pity ever wrought, of how from dark to dark bright Sigurd broke, of Brynhild's glorious soul with love distraught, of Gudrun's weary wandering unto naught, of utter love defeated utterly, of grief too strong to give love time to die. And now we'll have the message of the March wind. And this is where Morris speaks of the divide between the rich and poor and a call to change, which I think we can agree hasn't really happened. The message of the March wind. Fair now is the springtide, now earth lies beholding, with the eyes of a lover the face of the sun. Long lasteth the daylight, and hope is unfolding, the green growing acres with increase begun. Now sweet, sweet it is through the land to be straying, mid the birds and the blossoms and the beasts of the field. Love mingles with love, and no evil is weighing on thy heart or mine, where all sorrow is healed. From township to township, o'er down and by tillage, far, far have we wandered, and long was the day. But now cometh eve at the end of the village, where over the grey wall the church riseth grey. There is wind in the twilight, in the white road before us. The straw from the ox yard is blowing about. The moon's rim is rising, a star glitters o'er us, and the vane on the spire top is swinging in doubt. Down there dips the highway toward the bridge crossing over, the brook that runs onto the Thames and the sea. Draw closer, my sweet, we are lover and lover. This eve art thou given to gladness and me. Shall we be glad always? Come closer and hearken, 3 fields further on, as they told me down there, when the young moon has set, if the March sky should darken, we might see from the hilltop the great city glare. Hark the wind in the elm boughs, from London it bloweth, and telleth of gold and of hope and unrest, of power that helps not, of wisdom that knoweth, but teacheth not aught of the worst and the best. Of the rich men it telleth, and strange is the story, how they have, and they hanker, and grip far and wide, and they live and they die, and the earth in its glory has been but a burden they scarce might abide. Hark the March wind again of a people is telling, of the life that they live so haggard and grim, that if we and our love amidst them had been dwelling, my fondness had faltered, thy beauty grown dim. This land we have loved in our love and our leisure, for them hangs in heaven, high out of their reach. The wide hills o'er the seaplain for them have no pleasure, the grey homes of their fathers no story to teach. The singers have sung, and the builders have builded. The painters have fashioned their tales of delight. For what and for whom hath the world's book been gilded, when all is for these but the blackness of night? How long and for what is their patience abiding? How long and how oft shall their story be told? While the hope that none seeketh in darkness is hiding, and in grief and in sorrow the world groweth old. Come back to the inn, love, and the lights and the fire, and the fiddler's old tune and the shuffling of feet. For there in a while shall be rest and desire, and there shall the morrow's uprising be sweet. Yet, love, as we wend, the wind bloweth behind us, and beareth the last tale it telleth tonight, for how here in the springtide the message shall find us, for the hope that none seeketh is coming to light. Like the seed of midwinter, unheeded, unperished, like the autumn sown wheat neath the snow lying green, like the love that o'ertook us, unawares and uncherished, like the babe neath thy girdle that groweth unseen. So the hope of the people now buddeth and groweth. Rest fadeth before it, and blindness and fear. It biddeth us learn all the wisdom it knoweth. It hath found us and held us, and biddeth us hear. For it beareth the message, rise up on the morrow, and go on thy ways toward the doubt and the strife. Join hope to our hope, and blend sorrow with sorrow, and seek for men's love in the short days of life. But lo, the old inn and the lights and the fire, and the fiddler's old tune and the shuffling of feet, soon for us shall be quiet and rest and desire, and tomorrow's uprising to deeds shall be sweet. And now something a little shorter. Flora. I am the handmaid of the earth. I broider fair her glorious gown, and deck her on her days of mirth with many a garland of renown. And while earth's little ones are fain and play about the mother's hem, I scatter every gift I gain from sun and wind to gladden them. And now, from Poems by the Way, we have The Day of Days. Each eve earth falleth down the dark, as though it hope were o'er. Yet lurks the sun when day is done, behind tomorrow's door. Grey grows the dawn while menfolk sleep, unseen spreads on the light, till the thrush sings to the coloured things, and earth forgets the night. No otherwise wends on our hope, e'en as a tale that's told, our fair lives lost, and all the cost of wise and true and bold. We've toiled and failed, we spake the word, none hearkened, dumb we lie. Our hope is dead. The seed we spread fell o'er the earth to die. What's this? For joy, our heart stands still, and love is loved and dear, the lost and found, the cause hath crowned, the day of days is here. Some of you will be very familiar with the beautiful hangings of the bed at Kelmscott. These are the lines Morris penned to be embroidered by May Morris. This is from 1891. The wind's on the wold, and the night is a cold, and Thames runs chill twixt mead and hill. But kind and dear is the old house here, and my heart is warm midst winter's harm. Rest then, and think of the best twixt summer and spring, when all birds sing in the town of the tree, and ye lie in me, and scarce dare move, lest the earth and its love should fade away, ere the full of the day. I am old and have seen many things that have been, both grief and peace, and wane and increase. No tale I tell of ill or well, but this I say, night treadeth on day, and for worst or best, right good is rest. And for my last offering, got this lovely poem called March, because we are here. Slayer of the winter, art thou here again? O welcome thou that bring'st the summer nigh. The bitter wind makes not thy victory vain, nor will we mock thee for thy faint blue sky. Welcome, O March, whose kindly days and dry make April ready for the throstle's song, thou first redresser of the winter's wrong. Yea, welcome March, and though I die ere June, yet for the hope of life I give thee praise. striving to swell the burden of the tune that even now I hear thy brown birds raise, unmindful of the past or coming days, who sing, "O joy, a new year is begun, what happiness to look upon the sun." Ah, what begetteth all this storm of bliss, but death himself, who crying solemnly, e'en from the heart of sweet forgetfulness, bids us rejoice, lest pleasureless ye die, within a little time must ye go by. Stretch forth your open hands, and while ye live, take all the gifts that death and life may give.